Hi everyone. So I'm going to do a general reading for the collective on the energies for those of you who are on the twin flame journey. And this is intended to be a generalized reading, so some of the messages might resonate with you and some will not. So see what speaks to you. And if the messages don't fit, then don't make them fit. My videos are intended to be timeless, which means if you chance upon this video a year from now and the messages resonate, then that is God's way of bringing the message to you at a time that's right for you. So without further ado, let's get down to the reading. I'm going to be reading the energies for the divine masculine and the divine feminine, specifically to those of you who are on a twin flame journey or trying to consciously manifest your twin flame. Yeah. So I'm going to first pull the energies for the divine masculine. Let's get an energy for the divine feminine and one for the union energies. Right. It's a very interesting card. So the card that came up for the divine masculine is spiritual service. So a lot of them are being called into their mission work. They have or are in the process of surrendering their will to the divine. And what I'm kind of getting is a lot of them have already kind of, you see how this person has his world in his palms, and he's kind of like offering it to the divine, saying, here, this is my life, I surrender it to you, and please just show me the way. And I also clearly get that a lot of them are being aided by their guides and angels. So a lot of energy healing that the divine masculine is going through. He's releasing a lot of low vibration energy. And he has understood that no matter how many distractions he keeps himself preoccupied with, his soul longs to serve. And that is where the feeling of soul satisfaction comes for him. Is by being in service of the divine. I'm getting that a lot of them are going through a third eye opening. That awakens us to our gifts of intuition, spiritual side, and inner knowing. And a lot of them are going through deep Kundalini awakenings, and a lot of chakra clearing is what I'm receiving. So that's where the divine masculine is at right now. And let's look at the divine feminine, right? So the divine feminine. So the divine feminine is in an energy of peace and living in the moment. So you see how someone out here is in nature and just experiencing the moment and experiencing uh, joys in the little things in life, being grateful for the fact that you're supported by the divine. So overall, a very positive energy that I'm receiving. Divine feminines, you seem to have surrendered beautifully, and the effects of the surrender that you had gone into and been continually going into the last 6 months or 1 or 2 years, the effects are being visible to you right now. It could be in the form of more freedom that you experience in your life. It could be in the form of living more authentically and standing in your truth. And I'm especially getting that a lot of you feminines have gone deeper into the lesson of claiming your power and also claiming it from your twin flame. And a balancing of sorts has been going on between the divine masculine and the divine feminine so that both of them stand in equal power in their respective energies. And this card also says divine grace, the law of efficiency. I'm just going to read from the guidebook for that. I feel there's something in the guidebook. Yeah, and it says, it is time your life became easier. It is time for you to walk the way of divine grace with trust, simplicity, and acceptance. You do not have to try to make things happen. You can gracefully act without attachment and trust that all will be as it is meant to be. Surrender your struggles now as you allow life to serve you with love and kindness. This is the most efficient use of your energy and will lead to the best results. The law of efficiency encourages us to work smarter rather than always working harder. It is like learning to allow a wave to carry you to shore rather than swimming the entire way with your own efforts alone, or even against the current, which could make the journey harder. So, like I said, you're seeing the effects of your inner work and your acts of surrender in the recent past. They're kind of bearing fruit now. You're manifesting with more ease, and if you have not come to see the results of your work yet, know that the manifestations are just around the corner. And the union energy that I got for the masculine and feminine in this union was a spiritual decree. Okay, what I'm feeling from this card is that one need not strive to make this relationship happen, because this relationship already is by spiritual decree. And you are one with your twin flame from the time of your creation. And that's God's decree. There's nothing that can separate you from your twin flame. And any separation that you are experiencing now are merely misaligned energies or blocks playing out in the physical. And as you do your inner work, which you've already been divine feminines and divine masculines as well, as you do your inner work, these illusions that seem to show you that you're separate from your twin flame, they are going to melt away. I'm also called to read from the guidebook. I feel there's a sentence there that might be useful. It says, you have been wondering what will happen next in your life, not realizing how much power you have to decide that for yourself. What do you wish to have happen next? Are you willing to use your divine birthrights of free will, voice, and empowerment to set the cosmic wheels in motion? That's pretty much what I said, right? Your twin flame is already yours. It's kind of like your divine birthright. You don't need to strive for it. You don't need to. Struggle towards it. You don't have to prove your worth to your twin flame. They are yours by default. All you need to do is come into yourself. And that's easier said than done. I get that, because there's so many layers and patterns of wounding and conditioning that we have picked up from childhood, from past lives, and through consciousness, through media, through movies. There's so much conditioning that we need to let go of, and that's what takes time on this journey. So I'm going to quickly go into the energies for the Divine Masculine. What is he thinking consciously about his feminine? What is on his heart? And I'll do that for the feminine as well. And then I'm going to head over into the extended version, where I will go through a detailed reading where, what specific blocks do you have with respect to your masculine, and how do you clear those blocks. I'll also be doing a short guided meditation and help you clear those blocks. What are the shadow elements that you're dealing with? What holds true for you in the near future if this reading resonates with you? So I'll be going into a lot more depth in the extended, and you can find the link in the description box below. Okay. So what is the Divine Masculine consciously thinking about the Divine Feminine at this point in time? Okay. Okay. Interesting cards, and I generally don't read reversals, but they're asking me to keep it in reverse. So we have the Six of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Cups, and the Five of Wands in reverse. What I'm receiving straight up is, he wants to make an offer. He wants to come forward, and he wants to apologize. He wants to do many things, but he's walking away from these deep emotions within him, because whenever he thinks about approaching you, it's like a sort of panic comes over him, and so some of the Divine Masculines might be equipped with the tools to do inner work, and some of them may still be fresh on the journey. So, but I still get that as these fears are coming up, they look at all these cups, and it kind of just freaks them out, and they walk away from the situation. So what I'm getting is they do want to reach out. They do want to apologize, and what I'm also getting is they're not ready for a committed relationship at this point, but they do want to reach out and make a peace offering, and probably be in communication as a friend, or and that's not such a bad thing, right? So at least they can start somewhere and lay a healthy foundation for a future relationship, So that's what is on his mind, but every time he thinks about it, he kind of walks away from taking action because there's a lot of fear that comes up for him. So let's pick a clarifier for why is the Five of Wands in reverse here. Interesting. You get the King of Wands. Okay. What I'm getting is that he is needlessly complicating the situation in his head. He's making it out to be this huge thing. He's going over the lines in his head. He is not sure what to say. He's imagining scenarios in his mind, and he's playing out different scenarios. Like, I say this, and what if she says that? And if I say this, and what if she says that? So instead of just focusing on love and honest communication, he is kind of building this huge complex in his mind. Complex as in like a complicated building kind of a thing. Like, it's really just simple, like, I'm sorry about what I did. I would like to explore this connection further, but give me some time because I have a lot of things going on in my life right now. Seems like a simple enough communication. And that's what the King of Wands indicates. Like, it's really simple. This is what you feel about her. Why don't you just say it? But he's kind of building it up into so many things. That's what I'm getting from this card. And what I'm also receiving is, instead of leaving the communication with an honest and vulnerable tone, he is building defense structures, in the sense that I'm going to say it in this way so that she will not really have an option of rejecting me, but it's kind of like a whole game theory analysis kind of thing going on in his mind, that he is weaving a very complex web of what to say and how to protect himself. So it's still very much fear-based, still very much ego-based, and just gonna pull one more guidance card for this. Yep. Oh God. It's a very interesting card to get, right? So that's exactly what I said. It's weaving a very complex web, and we get the Deceit card. So he wants to keep you around. He is afraid of losing you, but he doesn't want to come out honestly and say, this is what I feel. He kind of wants to weave a very complex web of part truth and part lies, and a lot of defense mechanisms, so that he still keeps you in that energy of waiting while he figures things out. That's what I'm getting. It's not a very nice energy to get, but that's where the masculine is at. I get the Deceit card. Makes sense. So that's what's on his mind consciously. Okay, so let's see what's on his mind. So let's see what's on his heart space, right? Okay. Reverse. Okay, Sun in reverse. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. I know the energy that I'm picking up, it's very masked in the sense that the person who doesn't really want me to know what his intentions are. It's the kind of energy that I'm picking up. What I'm getting from this card is that what I get is that the feminine has either walked away or has or is on the brink of walking away, and he is pretending to change or pretending to do his inner work or something weird going on here. Let me just pick a clarifier. Right? I'm gonna pick another. I got the Dreamer card. Hmm. Okay, so what I'm getting is we got the Dreamer card, and we got the Ten of Fire. So what I'm getting is that so he has been engaged in certain entrepreneurial pursuits or something at work, probably a new career or some shift in his career, something new that he's doing which involves a leap of faith, something that involves a significant amount of uh, risk undertaking on his part. So there's something that he's doing at work with respect to that. And the other card that we got was the Ten of Fire, which says accept help from others, life is out of balance, and stress related health concerns. Okay, so so he's been facing a lot of stress with respect to his career and finances, and that is weighing on his heart heavily. And what I'm also getting is part of the reason for his surrender has been his flailing career, and the fact that every time he tries his hand at an opportunity or tries to climb up the corporate ladder, he sees others getting ahead of him, people who are clearly not as smart as him. So he sees everybody else getting ahead, and he is really wondering what's happening. I'm putting in the work, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Why are things not working out for me? Why is door after door being shut in my face? And what is on his heart specifically with respect to the feminine is that his feminine has always seen his highest self, and she has always held that mirror to him and told him and inspired him that this is what you're capable of. Uh, I see you here, and this is what you should be doing with your life, and I really think you have a lot of potential. Uh, so, a lot of inspiration with respect to his work. He has received a lot of inspiration from his feminine, either through her guidance or through her sheer admiration of his capabilities. But he does not get that from others. and that's weighing heavily on his heart. That's what I'm getting. And that kind of makes him yearn for her love some more because the potential that she so clearly sees in him, he wonders why others cannot see that in him. What I'm getting from the Sun card in reverse is there is a lot of inner child wounding for him, and that he needs to clear out, and he is acting out and sort of a lot of patterns from childhood are playing out. And I also see a resurgence of past lovers. So people that he might have broken up several years ago, ex-girlfriends, childhood sweethearts. For some reason I see some of them coming back into his life. Sometimes when you're ready to let go of a cord of attachment, that person kind of surfaces back into your life so that you can resolve any hurt that you may have had and finally let them go, right? So I'm kind of getting that that's what's happening here as well. And the message that I'm getting is too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So if the Sun card in reverse, it's usually a very happy card, and I think this message kind of clarifies it. I don't really need to go deeper. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. This is the other card that came up. And it says, concerns fade away, a love of life. So what he is clearing right now, and I see a deep clearing in his heart and solar plexus chakras. So you see a lot of yellow in these cards as well. The yellow indicates the solar plexus chakra. And he is learning how to let go of his concept of struggle and how to manifest with ease, how to develop a playful, loving relationship with Source, and how not to fight against it is what I'm getting. So that's another thing that's weighing on his heart. And with respect to his feminine, that plays out as guilt and regret, that he could have done things in a really different way. It really didn't have to involve so much heartache, so much guilt and regret, and really if only he had these tools before, perhaps the journey could have been a more joyous and conscious one that he could have had in partnership with his feminine. And another thing I'm getting is, again, this is in keeping with the deceit card that I got previously. He still wants to keep his feminine in the dark about the fact that he wants to explore other options. So some of them might be trying to reach out to you just to check if you're still around, just to check if you still love them. But heart of hearts, they have not really grown out of their desire to still explore their options. He still wants to explore his options. I'm just going to pull one guidance card for this. Okay. Wow. Couldn't have gotten two more perfect cards, because it says carrying connections and adjacent possibilities. That's exactly what I said. So even romantically, especially romantically, he is really looking at adjacent possibilities. He is still exploring his options. And yeah, I guess it couldn't be a more clear message than this. So that's that. Okay, I'm gonna head over to the Divine Feminine energies. Let's see where she's at. Okay, so where is the Divine Feminine? What is she consciously thinking with respect to her masculine? And any guidance with respect to where she might be tripping herself up on the journey? Any guidance on blocks? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. So the Divine Feminine, I think she has had an intuition, and she's been really upset because either through a reading from an intuitive guide, or through you picking up on your twins' energies, you have come to understand that there is a third party. So what I'm getting is this could also apply to some of the divine masculines who have recently gotten out of karmic relationships and they're single, but they're still kind of exploring they've taken a couple of months off to heal themselves, and they're out, they're back in the dating game, is what I'm getting, right? So what I'm really getting from these cards is single and ready to mingle. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. So she has had an intuition about this, or she knows about this, probably heard it through friends or saw it on social media. She's really not happy about it. And she feels that the masculine seems to put a lot of effort into impressing these women that he has met, probably on dating apps, or could be common friends, somebody that his friends introduced him to, and she sees him putting a lot of effort towards people he has only recently met, and that kind of bothers her a lot, pains her almost. And I'm just gonna pull one more guidance card. Yeah, couldn't get a better guidance card than that. So lovers, yeah, there is a third party here. Okay. This is what I'm getting, right? So this is a card of someone who's like put a lot of effort and who's invested a lot, and so he is putting a lot of effort into this new third party. And but the overall guidance from God is that there's only one queen, and that is the Divine Feminine, and she is the one who holds his heart. So if you see the Queen of Pentacles, this lady, the queen, she holds this pentacle. It's almost like the Holy Grail. The Divine Feminine is the one who holds it being joy, peace, contentment, happiness, soul satisfaction, purpose. So yeah, I guess this feels complete. And let's see what the Divine Feminine has on her heart space. What is on the Divine Feminine's heart space with respect to the masculine? And despite everything that she knows, what does she feel about him? Any blocks? Guidance towards any blocks that she might be facing. Okay. God wanted to come out. Fine. So she really wants him to take a decision. Do you want me in your life or not? Because what I really want is a healthy, committed, long-term relationship. And I don't want this indecision and vacillation between that I experience from you. Should I, shouldn't I? She doesn't want this kind of indecision on behalf of the masculine. So she's really stuck in this energy of I'm getting that you almost want to move on, and probably some of you are guided to move on with respect to your life, in terms of start living your life, start focusing on your career, start focusing on your health, start manifesting your dreams and desires. So, and that could be a positive thing while he kind of works this out, right? Like he's kind of shifting between these two energies. And I think I'm getting that the Divine Feminine is kind of also kind of vacillating between, should I ditch him and just move on, or should I kind of just sort of flow through this? And the short answer to that is you can't really forget your twin flame, right? So the better way to go through that is to do your inner work, to focus on whatever path God is guiding you towards, and kind of the only way out is through. So so why is the Knight of Wands here? Yeah, okay, so this is kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, it's the energy where he wants to come forward, but he is holding his horses, and that energy of indecision where he's still like studying the landscape, he's still analyzing. And how much more analysis do you need? Like, it's probably been a couple of years, and you know so much about me, and how much more proof do you need that I love you unconditionally? That's kind of the energy in which the Divine Feminine finds herself in. I'm going to pull one guidance card. Okay. Wow, and we get the Hostilities card. It's kind of what I was saying, that she's in two minds whether she wants to move on or stay back. It's another confirmation. I'm just going to pull one more card to from as guidance from Archangel Michael as to where you might be stuck on your journey. I'm going to go into a lot more detail in the extended version. I'm going to go into details about his third-party situation. I'm going to go into details as to why he's involved in the third-party situation, what are his specific fears and blocks, and what is the mirror for the Divine Feminine with respect to those fears and blocks, so that instead of waiting for him to make a decision, you can work on those mirrored fears on your side and heal the energy. And just a lot more there's a lot more content in the extended. So if this reading resonates with you, the link is in the description box below, and you can buy the extended version. And the cards that we receive are self-respect, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly, and keep your eyes on your targeted intention. So the message is really clear. So the message from Archangel Michael to you is having your twin flame does not mean compromising on your self-respect. That being said, learn how to stay in your power, act out of self-respect, speak your truth, but still be on your twin flame journey. So keep your eyes on your targeted intention, which is your twin flame union, your life purpose work, ultimately union with self and God. But just ensure that you are not losing power in the process. It's a very clear and beautiful message. So those are the blocks that you can work through. So I'll see you over in the extended version then. Bye-bye.